This is Claire M., sitting in row 24, seat C on flight 1707 Chicago to LaGuardia. Claire has recently started listening to music that she thinks will make her look cooler in the database. All these alt musicians, she hopes, will add an element of nonchalance and effortless indifference to her file, which she checks at least twice per hour when she has access to Wi-Fi. We do immediately update citizens' files with new information as soon as it's available. Any additional education, changes in family dynamics, work history, dating experience, hobbies, even music taste. Each of these elements help us paint a fuller picture of the individuals each file represents, ultimately to the benefit of said individuals and the United States at large. After all, the more data we can access, the better the algorithm will do at matching files to produce soulmates. On this flight, Claire will be without Wi-Fi for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And for someone like Claire, who keeps a hawk eye over her files every update, this is almost untenable.
And what can I get you today?
Now this is what I've been waiting for. You still take these drink tickets, right?
I'm sorry, ma'am. These are expired.
Really? But I found them in my desk drawer and was like, I can't let these go to waste. That would be a crime, you know?
This is, from what we can tell so far, the impetus for Claire's trip. She showed no indication of visiting New York City prior to finding some expired free drink tickets for a budget airline, but after discovering them, had booked her flight within 4 hours.
I'm sorry, it's against company policy. I'd be happy to put in a drink order for you, but you will have to pay for it yourself.
Ugh, but I've been saving these, and it's really not a great time for me to be spending extra money.
They only expired a few weeks ago. I'm sure nobody will notice.
You are the absolute best. Thank you. Can you do a Jack and Coke?
Sure thing. I'll just snag that ticket from you. Thank you. And you, sir, what can I get you?
I'll just do a water, thanks.
My trolley is out of Jack. I will be right back.
So we did it. We snagged the middle seat.
Sorry?
We managed to snag the middle seat. I have a strategy. I always keep my bag on the middle seat so it looks like I'm holding it for someone, and when people give me a look, I'll just shake my head like, my boyfriend's just in the bathroom, you know, and then they walk on by. I'm Claire, by the way.
Bennett.
Work or play?
Huh?
Are you traveling for work or play?
Oh, I was just in Chicago for the week. I'm headed home now.
Nice. I'm going to New York for fun. I randomly decided to spend some time with my cousin. I haven't seen her in forever, and I just thought, you know, why not?
News to me. Cousin is Sasha, 33, 4 years married, and 1 child, and expressed interest in a second. A very successful case.
Here you are, hun. Your Jack and Coke and a water for the gentleman.
Thank you. Cheers.
To what?
To a fun weekend in New York? To a safe flight? To an empty middle seat? Well, cheers to myself then.
I'm sorry. Would you mind stopping that? The chewing, it's really irritating.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Choose Ice has been on Claire's file under Habits almost since it was created. She picked it up as a child. As we all know, many of one's most important traits are developed during this stage. We find the childhood and adolescent sections of our files are often most informative. Still, people can change.
So, what's so exciting on that iPad?
Sorry, are you speaking to me?
I don't see anyone else in your seat.
I'm just reviewing some notes from work.
All business. What do you do?
I'm a psychologist.
Oh. Are you analyzing me, like, right now?
Not unless I can bill you for the hour.
The Surgeon General declared a loneliness epidemic in May 2023. The COVID-19 pandemic influenced this, of course, but our United States of America had been careening towards such an epidemic for some time. Too few Americans were engaging in the art of small talk, the small but vital interactions that build up the fabric of our communities and give way to deeper connection with time. it had become far too easy to retreat into the simultaneous hyperconnection and hyper-isolation of our phones, burrowing into endless information in the face of awkwardness or discomfort. Couple this with ongoing research into the health risks of loneliness and the myriad benefits of lifelong partnership, and the nation's leaders recognize that this crisis could no longer go unaddressed. This led the way to Soulmate Database, championed by a team of MacArthur-winning sociologists who designed an algorithm to help Americans find their ideal partner. Now, a mandatory program, all Americans are presented with the opportunity to meet their perfect match. No research or thought involved. Every American can live with the comfort that their perfect match is out there, waiting to be found. And not even by them, but by us.
Hey, are you getting Wi-Fi on this plane?
No, sorry.
I thought this airline was supposed to have free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, guess it's not working.
Soulmate Database has not been without its backlash, especially by romantics and skeptics, both of whom believe in the power of coincidence over the power of knowledge. Therefore, 2 individual case files are only put through the algorithm to determine soulmate status if the subjects in question have crossed paths organically, so that life may remain as uninterrupted and natural feeling as possible. However, as the database's success has become more and more ubiquitous, there are those who wish we would simply contact them with their soulmate directly and immediately, regardless of circumstance.
Come on, Internet, work with me. I can't see if they've updated my file yet.
Prior to the Soulmate Database, privately owned algorithms, which is to say dating apps, were successful for some, but their decision to retain the element of choice led to constant swiping. We identified that users of these systems fell prey to the paradox of choice and the Pareto principle, and ultimately to the cycle of continued loneliness.
Oh, this is so annoying. My file is totally frozen.
The paradox of choice is simple. Imagine, for example, the grocery store. You know you need to pick up eggs, but suddenly you're confronted with dozens of options. Organic, free range, cage-free, pasture-raised, vegetarian-fed, and the list goes on. You freeze, unsure of which of these many options is the right option. Traditional dating, even with the aid of apps, was much the same. With so many choices, how could one know if the person in front of them was right?
Come on, you stupid thing. Show me what my file says. Oh, shit. Sorry.
The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, illustrates that roughly 80% of outcomes result from approximately 20% of causes. This ratio recurs across disciplines. The wealthiest 20% of the population accounts for 80% of the income. 80% of injuries result from approximately 20% of likely hazards, and so on. In other words, it takes 4 times more effort for an individual to find a match with more than an 80% likelihood of lifelong partnership.
It's all right. I did think this flight wasn't sticky enough.
I said I was sorry.
Many are familiar with the old adage, perfect is the enemy of good. Well, with our algorithm, perfect is delivered to every user right into their inbox.
Is everything all right?
I'm having trouble connecting to the Wi-Fi.
In the napkins, thank you.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, the Wi-Fi hasn't been working for a lot of people during the flight.
Do you get cell service up here? I mean, we are closer to the satellites, right? It should be like 6G at this distance.
We cannot allow you to take your mobile device off airplane mode. It's an FAA violation. The cell signal could interrupt crucial radio signals for the pilot.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, apologies again for the inconvenience.
Hey, since the Wi-Fi is broken, do you think I could get another drink ticket to make up for it? Ma'am?
That's not correct, actually.
Huh?
Her statement about cell signals, it's not an FAA violation. They actually don't have any explicit rules about cell phone usage at altitude.
So you're saying I can turn on my cell phone and get service?
Well, no. When you use a cell phone, it establishes a unique connection to the nearest cell tower. An airplane moves too quickly, so by the time the connection is established between your phone and a specific tower, you'll actually be closer to the next tower by the time the signal bounces back. And that next tower might be using the same label for a different connection, leading to your phone's attempt to use that label to disrupt someone else's connection. So, really, it's a much bigger problem for the FCC than the FAA.
Okay. Dork.
You know, maybe a couple of hours without your phone would make a nice opportunity to reset.
I thought you weren't going to analyze me.
Yeah, well, it doesn't take a degree to notice that you're obsessed with your phone.
I am not obsessed with my phone.
That's not what it looks like.
It's just that I've been listening to some cool new artists. I wanted to see if my Soulmate Database file had updated my tastes in case it yielded a soulmate. What?
Nothing. I make it a principle not to ever check the Soulmate Database, or my file, or those emails they send.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Sorry, are you hot?
Not particularly.
Do you mind if I just, like, put on this little fan thing?
I'd rather you didn't.
Wait, what's this button for? Wait, hold on one second.
Jesus.
Excuse me, would it be possible to get another drink? I've got just a few more tickets to get through before we land.
Ma'am, I already pushed it with that first drink. I'm not sure I'll be able to get away with another for you.
I am so sorry. It's not like I'm trying to get you in trouble or anything. I just want to take the edge off a little bit. You know, it's been like a really stressful time. And I was really looking forward to getting a few drinks to unwind.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's also my birthday at midnight.
It is not Claire's birthday at midnight.
And I was really hoping to start this year off better than last year.
Oh, okay, all right. We'll just keep this between us, okay?
You are a star. I cannot thank you enough. Do you have a Chardonnay? Maybe like something kind of oaky?
Coming right up.
Okay, can I help you?
No. Wouldn't want to get in the way of your third drink in 45 minutes.
Did you have like a bad trip or something?
What?
Clearly something's pissed you off unless you're always this grumpy.
I'm not much for small talk.
Well, that much is clear. So sorry. Can I get one last gin and tonic?
Ma'am, we have a 3-drink maximum.
Oh, come on. It's like a Friday night. 3 drinks is barely enough to maintain a buzz.
Sorry. Hope you have a safe rest of your flight.
Right. Well, thanks anyways. A peace offering, Bennett? I grabbed these at duty free. One last chance for a toast before we land.
No thanks.
Okay, more for me then. Cheers. Me. Here's to a fun trip. Bennett, Benny boy, what's your first stop after this?
Home.
Aw, no fun Friday night plans? No dive bar with your pals to welcome you back?
Well, it already smells like a dive bar, so I don't think I need any more of that.
Okay, fine.
Passengers, please put back your seats and tray tables and prepare for landing.
Look, just past the window you can see Manhattan.
Greatest city in the world.
Ha!
What?
You hadn't struck me as a Hamilton fan.
Oh, it's not. I wasn't referencing anything. I was just making a statement.
Your secret's safe with me, Mr. Burr. Sir.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing, thank you.
Excuse me.
Whoa. Eager to get home? It's like standing in the aisle isn't gonna make the line move any faster.
Yeah, I'm ready to be done with this experience.
See you never, asshole. Hey, wait. This isn't my bag. This is... You've got to be kidding me.
Hi, this is Sasha. I can't come to the phone right now, but please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hey, Sasha, it's Claire. I just landed, flight was fine, but the jerk face I was sitting next to took my bag instead of his, so now I gotta figure out how to track him down. clearly I'm doomed to a life of chaos no matter how hard I try. I must have man repellent flowing through my veins. Whatever, I'll hop on the shuttle and I'll get to the subway and I should be at your place in like an hour or so.
Claire M., background, born in Nayak, New York, the youngest of 3 children. Her older siblings are an IP lawyer and an anesthesiologist. Both siblings are cohabitating with their algorithmically selected partners. One is married, the other engaged. Claire's parents are college-educated and still married. Claire performed decently in a highly ranked public school system. Teachers described her as funny and charming, though she had multiple citations for talking during class. She particularly excelled in her art classes, publishing an online portfolio of mixed media sculptures that her teacher described as moving and lively, while her mother described it as Claire stuff.
Excuse me, sorry, thanks.
Claire's artistic flair came in handy at her most recent job, a graphic design position at a well-respected advertising firm in Chicago. Her file, under her past relationship tab, indicates sexual engagement with the supervisor over a several-month-long period.
Please exit through the rear door.
Claire's departure from the firm aligns with the conclusion of her romantic relationship with said supervisor. This also coincided with an uptake in Claire's expenditures on alcohol and late-night food deliveries, as well as an increase in hours spent on social media. She also increased her hourly refreshes of her Soulmate Database by 42%.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Next stop, 30th Avenue.
The experts behind Soulmate Database have taken every consideration to find the appropriate match for every American. Even still, there are those like Claire who try to improve their files artificially in the hopes that they will be paired with a better match. Of course, the algorithm has accounted for this. Every individual in the system will be matched with another person whose file best complements their own. While each match may not seem initially logical, each match is backed with years of research and data.
God, how am I ever gonna get this bag back from that guy? Oh, maybe he has his contact info somewhere inside. Or like an address or something. Wait, is this all packing cubes? Gross.
The algorithm takes a holistic approach to finding a soulmate.
Shirts, underwear, sneakers, blazer.
Not only are the soulmates paired in terms of their objective compatibility, features like shared values, education level, political affiliations, and even shared hobbies or favorite foods.
Toiletries and, organic deodorant man. Of course, he probably smells like swamp.
But other factors are also included in the matchmaking process, such as what each individual's growth areas appear to be and how their prospective partner might be able to aid in that learning process.
Oh, look at this little soft toy. Mr. Doggy, you're looking a little worse for wear, but I bet you had a lot of good cuddles in your day. Oh, your bow tie is very distinguished. Who knew assholes could be so sentimental?
The nuances and minutiae of the algorithm are protected, of course, to preserve the privacy of all users and the sanctity of the program.
Ooh, jewelry? An engagement ring? Whoa, this is stunning. What could a soon-to-be fiancé be so grumpy about? I guess the algorithm really does find a match for everybody. She must be awful.
In truth, the algorithm is so complex that no single individual holds all of its secrets. It builds a web of connection just as complex as the webs that humans built for millennia before its invention, but with a significantly simpler and more successful outcome.
Now right at Court Street.
Okay, I'm almost there, Sash. Ooh, Soulmate Database. What have you got for me today? Claire M.
Congratulations! Soulmate Database has successfully paired you with your soulmate. Please click here to see the file for Bennett C.
just can't believe this happened, Sasha. My soulmate is that dickhead from the plane that stole my bag.
It's certainly an origin story to remember.
No, it's ridiculous. The algorithm must have gotten something wrong.
That's not how it works, and you know it.
I mean, maybe the system had a bug, or the database confused my profile with another Claire M. Computers can mess up.
The Soulmate Database has a staff of thousands. We employ computer scientists, data scientists, psychologists, researchers, and more to ensure that the system continues to function optimally and continuously. We have numerous fail-safes in place at any given time, and we are very careful to not make mistakes. We don't make mistakes.
I think they've got this thing down to a science.
Do they? I mean, listen to this guy's profile. Bennett C., born in Schaumburg, Illinois. Ew, nothing good ever happened in Schaumburg. Only child. Parents divorced when he was 4 and his mother remarried and bore 2 half-siblings. Oh my God, he comes from a broken home.
Jesus, Claire.
But okay, look. It says he's really into rock climbing. That's the most annoying hobby next to pickleball.
Or it could mean that he's really fit and has a rockin' bod. You sat next to him on the plane for 2 hours. Is he cute?
I don't know. His appearance was disguised by his assholery.
Oh, come on. Let's see if we can find his picture.
The decision not to include photos on the database was a deliberate one. Our research showed that snap judgments based on images can significantly influence ensuing interactions, and too many early trials went awry. A subsequent study found that the absence of photos in our database led to an increase of intercultural and intersocioeconomic coupling. That said, we are aware that it has become increasingly easy to find photographs of any individual on the internet. We leave this up to the discretion of each participant.
Okay, here's his Psychology Today profile.
I don't know, he looks pretty cute here.
Sure, if you like total nerds.
There's some kind of spark in his eye. You can see that.
You're making that up.
Oh, come here, Bubba. Dinner's almost ready.
What are you making for him?
Oh, he eats whatever we eat. He's really not picky. And he loves his veggies, don't you, little man?
Wow, that smile looks just like Tony's.
Doesn't it?
Sasha M. was matched with Antonio P. 4 years ago. They married after a 10-month courtship, about average for their demographic. Their now joint file reports 1 son born 2 years after their marriage.
Yeah, you lucked out. Remember when you called me? Tony's exactly what I got in MASH.
Oh, I found that paper, It was in one of my old journals. Let's see, what did it say? House, veterinarian, $1 million, married at 27, 2 kids. I'm still working on that $1 million.
And the second kid?
Eventually. But when I got matched with Tony, it really felt like it was something fated.
He's a great guy, Sasha. You really won the lottery.
Not the lottery. It was the algorithm. Claire, can you pull the salmon out of the broiler? I'm gonna put this little guy in his high chair and then we can eat. Smile. Tony likes to see photos when he's working the night shift. He's always worried he's missing out.
Wow, that kid really loves the green stuff.
That is sauteed chard.
I've literally never heard of chard.
Oh, come on. It's like kale.
Yuck.
It's good for you.
That's never been my taste.
Claire's file reports 23 previous partners spanning her sexually active years. 15 of them did not garner a repeat encounter. This is fairly typical, particularly in the era of the algorithm.
So, I never did get the full story about what happened at your job.
I really teed that one up for you, didn't I?
You must have a lot to process.
Of the 8 remaining potential partners, 4 called her unpredictable, 3 reported her as unmotivated, and all 8 described Claire as having poor communication skills. 1 reported that Claire was not wife material.
Your son is getting charred all over your perfect floors. Maybe you should process that first.
Toddlers do that. I'll wipe it up later. You're deflecting.
Well, maybe I don't want to talk about it.
Well, maybe you need to talk about it. I can keep doing this all weekend.
It's just, it was stupid.
I'm sure it's not.
I was impulsive and stupid, and I liked him too much, and then I lost my job, and that's the whole story. My taste is self-destructive. and it's all on my file now. I can't believe I let that happen.
There was much discussion around whether to include past romantic and sexual relationships in the database. Ultimately, it seemed most prudent for soulmates to be given advance knowledge of their match's history. We have discovered that listing all indiscretions has the incidental effect of calming people's anxieties about past lovers or unfortunate trysts. It sets a standard of forgiveness for oneself and for others. A soulmate will always come through.
Did you love him? Your boss?
God, no. I mean, not really, but I liked him. It was fun and sexy, and the sneaking around the office kind of made the whole thing feel even more... I mean, I felt like I was important.
You are?
Yeah. But you know what I mean. It felt good to have a secret, you know? Like, every time I got called into the pitch meeting, and it was like our eyes would catch for a second, and then we'd... it doesn't matter.
It matters if you got hurt.
I let myself get hurt. He was very clear that it was just meant to be casual. What else could it have been anyways, when we all know that if we had been a match, the algorithm would have done it already? And I mean, when he was done... he's probably right. I'm nobody's wife material.
Oh, Claire.
But firing me was just like... He didn't even give me a warning. We got some vague company-wide email about registering in-office relationships and a threat that failure to do so was an immediately fireable offense. And then, like, an hour before I was supposed to present a design to our clients, I got blocked out of my emails and my pitch deck, and my key card even stopped working. I had to ask someone for access to help to get the things out of my desk.
So did he reach out or?
Not a word since. I mean, I bet my drunk crying voicemail on the office line didn't help. Honestly, do you think if I dye my hair and I get a new job as like a tax collector, I'll be able to make my file more attractive?
Oh, you're overthinking this. Your file is supposed to show who you really are, and your soulmate is supposed to love you.
In spite of it all?
No, including it all.
Fat chance with data like mine.
Oh, sorry, he's probably just sleepy.
No worries. He's got my mood spot on.
Oh, are you a little stinky butt? Oh, yes, you are. Let me change him and put him down, and then we can get back to you.
No worries. Do what you need to do. Ugh, charred. God, I can't believe this kid can stomach this.
We encourage users to reach out to their match within a 48-hour window of their pairing notification.
I haven't even told you the worst part yet. Bennett's been dating the same woman since he was in high school. That's psychopathic.
Maybe he was just sticking with someone he was comfortable with until he matched with his soulmate. I mean, it's a little odd, but I have heard of people making pacts like that.
Okay, but it's even weirder than that because he said on the plane that he doesn't believe in the database or soulmate match or anything like that.
Seriously?
Yeah. My soulmate is a freak who rejects society and was probably just left heartbroken by his fiancé.
Does it say he was engaged?
I mean, his file says that they broke up like days ago, but I found an engagement ring in his bag.
You went through his bag?
Who cares? I'm literally doomed. This is the worst match they've ever made. Like, why would he have a ring otherwise? I bet she dumped him. And that's why he was so pissy on the flight.
Well, you have the perfect opening line.
What are you talking about?
You have his luggage. He has yours. At the very least, you have to get the bag back.
What would I even say?
Of course, the prospect of first contact with one's soulmate is nerve-wracking.
Hey!
Here's his email.
No, you're not going to send him an email. That's like so...
Dear Bennett.
Oh, come on. You're not serious.
Claire, what do you have to lose?
Only a lifetime of happiness and partnership.
And at this rate, everything you packed in your carry-on. This is your soulmate.
Okay, maybe I'll pawn the engagement ring and buy new clothes.
Write him an email, or I'll do it for you. And I promise you won't like my version.
Hey, Bennett. Or, Dear Bennett. Oh, wait, does dear sound too formal or too close?
The later it gets, the weirder it is to send this message.
Okay, maybe I just say Bennett. No starting phrase. Who emails hello anyways?
Well, would you rather call him?
Have you actually lost your mind? What self-respecting Gen Z calls people?
You're not that young. Claire, I'm tired. Send something so I can go to bed.
His profile did say something about being a morning person.
Even better. He won't see it till then, and we can both get some sleep.
Maybe if he's never really even seen my file, I can invent a whole new character.
No. I know it feels scary, but the algorithm put you two together for a reason. You need to be yourself or it won't work.
Be myself? Okay, how's this? Hey, asshole. You stole your soulmate's bag on the airplane earlier today. When are you going to give it back?
You are so difficult. Give it to me.
No, I don't want the first thing I say to him to be your...
You're killing me here. Come, give it to me. Come on. You did not.
Me? You did that.
You wrote it.
But I didn't mean to send it.
Now this is an origin story.
Oh my God, I'm such a piece of shit. At every turn, I ruin my own life. I can't even get my scientifically chosen soulmate right.
Maybe he'll have a sense of humor.
No, I doubt that very much based on our interactions on the plane.
Well, these things have a way of working out. They're science.
I'm literally gonna throw myself off the Brooklyn Bridge.
Please don't. I bought way too many bagels not to share them with someone.
Serve them at my funeral.
While first contact is often cited as the most high-stress aspect of the matching process, we believe it allows for users to add a personal touch to an otherwise fairly clinical process.
Go to bed, Claire. It's been a crazy day. I'm sure you'll laugh about this in the morning. You'll both laugh about it for the rest of your lives. Do yourself a favor and go to bed, okay?
Moreover, our system has taken potential first impressions into account. Humans are more forgiving than most like to believe.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Dear Claire.
Of course he went with dear.
He's being polite.
First and foremost, let me apologize for my behavior on the airplane earlier today. I was unnecessarily cold, and of course I did steal your bag. Accidentally, I can assure you, but theft nonetheless, so I can understand why you would address me as asshole, given that first impression.
While most introductory messages are careful in tone, the algorithm is designed to produce soulmate pairings well suited to one another's communication styles.
Let me also express my surprise at hearing that we have been matched by the National Soulmate Database. As a conscientious objector, I abstain from reading any correspondence sent by the agency. I prefer to get to know a person on their own terms. I have often wondered if a day like this would come, but I can't say I anticipated a message quite like yours.
Yeah, I bet.
Even still, to at the very least offer my apology and to exchange our baggage, I was wondering if I could take you to dinner tomorrow evening. I hope this isn't too forward, but I'm sure you are eager to get your belongings back, as am I, and I don't know how long you intend to stay in New York. Please let me know, and feel free to call me at my number below my signature. Warmly, Bennett.
Of course he wants me to call him. Was he literally designed to make me miserable?
Complaints can be filed with the National Soulmate Database case managers, but over 99% of these complaints are settled between the matched parties and without departmental intervention.
And seriously, who doesn't check the database? A conscientious objector? This isn't a war, bro.
Claire, he seems really nice and just wants to get dinner with you to apologize.
No, he wants his bag back. And if he had read my file, there's no way he would have asked me to dinner.
Case managers like myself are assigned to merely a few dozen individuals whose profiles we follow from their 18th birthday until the successful execution of their match.
Well, dear Bennett, welcome to the 21st century.
We are always here to make sure that the process runs smoothly and to offer a more intimate perspective on each profile, a personal touch.
I'm surprised you responded, given that I, who did read your file like a sane person, hear you're not a night person. But I do want my bag back, and you probably want that stuffed doggy back.
No offense, but if you're so worried about his impression of you, you're not exactly putting your best foot forward.
Some complain that the algorithm takes away the possibility of spontaneity, but humans are a spontaneous species. They will always find a way to keep each other on their toes.
Wait, hang on. I prefer to get to know a person on their own terms, huh? Okay. Well. Hi, Bennett. Welcome to the 21st century. It has its ups and downs. I suppose at the very least I would like my bags back, but dinner seems like a lot. Maybe lunch or coffee? I'm staying at my cousin's in Brooklyn, so I can get anywhere off the F. You got a spot in mind? Claire. Okay, so there.
That was great. A very reasonable message. Very unlike you.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Oh, pick up the phone, Claire.
Oh, God. I will,
Hi, Claire.
Hi. If you didn't read my profile, how did you get my number?
It was in your email signature?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, can I help you?
Yeah, I just thought I'd give you a call rather than keep emailing. It's so much easier to just hop on the phone.
Yeah, totally.
But I actually have a plan for midday tomorrow, so that conflicts with getting lunch. I don't want to overwhelm you with getting dinner or to overstep or make any assumptions.
No, it's fine. I just really want to get my bag back.
No, of course, and I'm happy to do that at your convenience, but I would like the chance to, at the very least, say thank you for finding me to facilitate the trade, no matter how, shocking the method.
What's your conflict?
For lunch? I'm leading a ballet class at my climbing gym.
Oh, wouldn't want to interrupt that.
Sorry, it would be hard for me to find a cover, and it's part of a series.
It's fine. I actually have lunch plans, too. I just remembered. We're taking my cousin's kid to an exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, do they have a kids exhibit up?
No, it's just like a regular, like, adult exhibit. He's under 2, so he really doesn't register anything anyway. But, you're never too young for culture.
Claire, what are you spinning?
That's great. There are some excellent studies about the benefit of access to art from an early age.
Yeah, that's totally so important. But I guess we're gonna have to do dinner then.
Okay, great. Can you get to Crown Heights? Or well, I guess you don't live here, but it's, like a small bites concept,
Sure. Crown Heights, that's fine. Great.
Great. Let's say 6 p.m.?
Are we getting the grandma special? What an old man.
Be nice.
Sounds like a perfectly normal time to meet for dinner.
8 p.m. then. It's a date.
It's an exchange. Don't push it.
Yes, it's an exchange. I'll see you there. And thanks again for reaching out.
Sure. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget my bag.
Brooklyn is home to thousands of restaurants. One of the trendiest is Father's Daughter, an establishment that employed Claire for approximately 14 months.
Hey, how was the apartment?
The landlord literally tried to paint over a dead cockroach.
Ooh, gross. Still, I think it's good you're moving back. It'll give you time to reset and reconfigure your priorities.
I guess. Got 2 more tours lined up for tomorrow. Bennett really won't budge on Father's Daughter. You know what? I bet you he has read my file and he's planning some evil bullshit.
Why don't you just tell him you worked there?
Waiting tables at Father's Daughter was one of Claire's longest-held positions prior to her most recent role, which resulted in her brief relocation to Chicago. Claire was let go from Father's Daughter after an incident of interpersonal conflict with a chef de partie.
There's really no way to make what happened sound like I'm trying to make this... the freak! It'd be better for him if he had read my file. Nina is all about eye for an eye. Bennett could seriously die tonight.
Well, I would say be yourself, but that's clearly not going to happen, so good luck.
Claire?
I have your bag.
Yeah. Thanks. I have yours too, of course. Maybe we should see if they'll hold them at the front for us?
Oh, so that's your play. Keep both bags in the end.
No, I didn't mean that.
I'm kidding. Thanks for coming.
I should be thanking you, I think. Shall we?
Well, actually, I know you were saying you wanted to try the spot for a while, but I read some really negative reviews.
Really? It's gotten mostly favorable from what I've seen.
Well, yeah. It's like, they give you way too little food for the price.
It is small plates.
And they don't take any adjustments, which is, like, really rude to people with dietary restrictions.
Oh, do you have dietary restrictions? I'm so sorry, I should have asked.
Yeah. I hate bananas. You'd know that if you had read my file.
Well, then we won't stay for dessert.
I hear the chef is mean.
Really? I just read a profile of her in Chomp about her ethical kitchen management and compassionate leadership style.
Bennett has considered himself a foodie since 2015, when he started the food blog Si Mangia while studying abroad in Italy. It was the first of many attempts to document his culinary experiences on social media, all of which were unpopular with his friends.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that particular article.
Well, before you make a final decision, let me just check in with the host. Hi, I put my name down for a table for two. Bennett?
You came and put your name down earlier?
I don't live that far away, and they don't take reservations, so I just figured I'd stop by early and see if I could get our names in.
We have a table still completing their dining experience, but we should be able to seat you after that.
And how long is that going to be, do you think?
We don't rush our guests. It dampens the gustatory experience. Oh, hey!
Claire, do you need some water?
Claire, it's been...
I'm fine. I just choked out solid. It's nothing to make a big deal about.
Okay. Understood.
Would it be okay if we had a drink at the bar while we wait?
Oh, yeah, you're welcome to find a spot.
Does that work for you?
You don't have to convince me to head towards a bar. Let's go. Sorry, Bennett, one sec. Excuse me, would it be possible for us to keep our bags up at the front desk while we eat?
Oh, not a problem. I can grab these.
Oh, no, let me help you. We'll be right back, Bennett. Thanks for that, Jeff.
Claire, what are you doing here?
Nice to see you, too.
No, but we'd have sat you way quicker if you'd called ahead. Never lost that spontaneous streak, huh?
That's a nice spin.
Claire's work performance was reviewed favorably by her fellow front-of-house staff. The back of house?
So, who's the guy?
Oh, well, he's my soulmate.
Oh my god, stop! We'll do it up for you!
No, I don't want a big thing. He doesn't know I worked here.
What? Of course he does. It's in your file. Interesting choice.
Yeah, but apparently he doesn't believe in the database, so he hasn't read anything about me.
Hold up. What?
It's like weird. This is our first meeting or date or I don't know. It's our first whatever. It's a long story. Can you just cover for me? Don't tell anyone I'm here. If the back of the house doesn't know, I can get that scallop tostada thing without Nina spitting in it.
We took that off the menu 2 years ago.
Really? Damn.
Nina is still here, though.
Damn.
I'll cover for you. Whew. You just made my night so much more interesting. You better invite me to the wedding.
Seriously, can you play it cool?
Yeah. You should get back to your man. Thank you, ma'am. Your bags will be safe up here.
So, still think I'm gonna steal your bag at night's end?
No, you're passing the serial killer test.
The serial killer test?
Oh, come on. When you go on a first date, you never know if they're actually a serial killer.
Serial murder comprises less than 1% of all annual homicides in the U.S.
That's a weird stat to have off the top of your head for a non-serial killer.
Sorry, am I losing points? We had to study serial killers in abnormal psych, and this girl in my class was really into true crime and got all excited, but the professor kind of shut her up with that statistic. It stuck.
Fair enough.
Bennett, party of two, your table is ready now.
Great, thanks. Shall we?
Bennett has expressed interest in a career in psychology for nearly as long as data is available. An elementary school essay reads, "When I grow up, I want to be a phycologist," an endearing spelling error his mother framed and gave him upon his graduation. The frame has followed Bennett to every workplace since.
Oh, thank you, sir. This room is lovely.
A sommelier will be with you shortly.
Oh, we don't need to... Okay.
So, what are you thinking for drinks?
Definitely like a natural wine, like a skin contact thing.
Claire's financial reports indicate a taste for $2 chuck and margaritas. She is not discerning. Conversely, Bennett's browsing history indicates 5 unique hits to the father's daughter wine list in the past 2 days alone.
Oh, you're gonna love this menu. I was perusing it earlier, and they've got lots of natty options.
I'm sorry, are we in a frat house?
Oh my god, I mean like natural. What? Is that not a thing people say?
Yeah. I mean, I think they absolutely do. Yeah, they say that. Yeah.
Hello, I'll be your sommelier this evening. Jeff mentioned that we are welcoming some very special guests at this table tonight. Are you celebrating a soulmate match?
No, we're...
Yeah, actually, we just got matched. Well, we did.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Bennett's last visit to view his own file was 1,196 days ago.
You know, when I was first paired with my wife, I was so nervous to meet her, but there was something in that first moment when we locked eyes.
Bennett occasionally visits forums critical to the National Soulmate Database. There are a few, despite the program's overall popularity and success. Bennett's engagement is typically passive, composed primarily of expressions of support for those whose relationships have suffered due to their unconventional stances about the soulmate match.
So, I thought I'd pull some of our most celebratory bottles.
Can we just get some natural wine? Like, the nattier, the better.
Very good, yes. I'll bring 2 glasses.
So how long are you in town for? No, go on. You go first.
No, you.
Okay. You never told me when you were leaving town.
Oh. I mean, I don't have an exact date. My boss is letting me work remote for a few days while he has me scoping this big new project. It's like a secret project.
Remind me what you do for work?
I'm a graphic designer.
For secret projects?
Yeah. It's like very high profile NDAs, the whole thing. And sometimes I actually have to close my eyes when I send files for security purposes.
Wow. Well, if you end up staying in New York longer, please let me know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I will. All right, though. It's my turn. So, where were you coming from back on the plane?
Well, first and foremost, I really am sorry for how I behaved yesterday. I was rude and weird. It's just, I'm really not that kind of person. Which hopefully I've shown you a little or can convince you of by the end of this meal.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to make excuses for myself either. I really acted like an ass. I know. Especially with the bags. But, I was coming back from Chicago, which is where I grew up, and I was visiting the woman I had been in a relationship with for over 10 years to break up.
Oh, to break up? Is there any particular reason why? Did something not go according to plan?
Sorry to interrupt, just a little bread and olive oil.
Thanks, Jeff.
Jeff?
He told me his name when I dropped off the bags.
Do you have any questions about the breakup? It's raw, but I'm happy to share anything you'd like to know.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I already saw it on your file.
You did?
Well, I mean, it says that you just got out of a long-term relationship.
Ha. I see.
It's not a problem or anything. I mean, at least not for me. You don't believe in the soulmate stuff anyway, so it's not like we can... I mean, obviously it's not a me problem. I mean, I guess it must have been... it must be really hard.
It is.
Did you know it was gonna end?
I did think our relationship had run its course. We'd grown pretty different over the years, and it felt like we had stopped growing together.
No, but I mean, like, you'd really never checked your file? Or hers? Like, when you met, you would have known that you weren't soulmates. The notification would never have arrived.
We were abstaining together.
I'm sorry. Do you have something you have to tell me?
Oh my gosh, no, it's a thing people say when you're someone who rejects the database.
Renouncing the database is a fringe belief system. There is often a strong correlation with antisocial behavior, or that the individual in question has something they would rather stay hidden.
You know, I have clients who reject the database for so many reasons. And on the other hand, I have clients who obsess over their files day in and day out.
Bennett has seen patients privately for just under 3 years. He's received overwhelmingly as a compassionate and insightful practitioner.
So, did she end up abandoning the cause and meeting her soulmate or something, your ex? Like, Marie?
You know her name?
Sorry, it was in your file.
It's just so strange to hear her name in your mouth.
Sorry.
No need.
Does it bother you that I know about Marie?
I wouldn't say bother is the right word.
Still, I'm sure it's hard to feel like someone you trusted or someone you thought you could be a forever partner with isn't the person you thought you knew.
I mean, I guess it's just like we grew apart, you know? It happens, nothing dramatic.
I see.
Oh my god, Claire! It's so good to see you!
Oh, wow, you know the waiter?
Of course! She and
Lived right down the block when we were kids. Oh my god, it's such a small world.
What? No, we used to...
Oh, come on, don't embarrass me. I was such a mess when I was younger.
Wait till Nina sees Claire.
Hey, a little special visitation by our chef, huh? This is Nina.
Claire, what?
Whoa, let's...
I think you owe me a conversation, Claire.
Chef.
Ma'am, why don't we step over here to speak privately?
Claire?
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Bold of you to show up here.
Nice to see you too, Nina.
You really are a masochist, huh? Or you're still so self-involved you didn't even consider how I might feel, or what I might do.
The incident report preceding Claire's dismissal from father's daughter details a history of conflict with Nina.
I'm sorry, but I really didn't mean to be here tonight. It just kind of happened.
Claire is here with her soulmate.
The algorithm found someone who could put up with your bullshit and illegal activities.
Prior reports detailed small incidents, including lateness, particularly long table waits, and repeated errors in customer orders. Claire was put on probation after she was discovered to be retaining her tips rather than including them in the group tip pool.
Nina!
Your belief that there are no consequences for your actions continues to amaze me.
I don't know how many more times I have to say I'm sorry.
Claire's termination was filed after she intentionally added hot sauce to a dish that Claire believed was Nina's dinner. But in actuality, Nina had carefully prepared for a couple's anniversary. The hot sauce included peanut oil, which the patron was severely allergic to.
I don't forgive poisoners.
She didn't poison him.
I mean, he's fine now, right? Like, he just had an EpiPen.
You violated the integrity of my establishment.
I'll never come here again, and I'll tip like 150% on our tab tonight. I just really don't want to mess it up with this guy. I'm really trying to do better.
He must be a real dick if he brought you here after reading your file.
Well...
Claire says he hasn't read her file.
Please, Nina, I'm really trying.
I'll try not to poison him before you leave.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's just like so crazy because I hadn't seen that waiter since I was a kid, and then the chef, she also grew up on our block. It's like really funny.
Wow. That really is a coincidence.
I know, it is, right? I guess the world is like that sometimes. Like, it's a small world or whatever they say. And anyways, so we got to catch up for a second. And then, of course, Nina had to get back to the kitchen.
Do you think she might give me a tour of the kitchen? I really admire her work.
Oh, well, she seemed really stressed out. And it probably isn't the best time.
No, I get it. Sorry. It's probably a super dorky thing for me to even ask.
No, it's not. It's actually very cute. It's just probably not the right day for it.
We couldn't let the happy couple leave without having some dessert.
No, I am actually kind of stuffed.
Nonsense. The chef insisted for her old friend. And the check, whenever you're ready.
Wow, the staff are so nice here. Havesies?
Havesies?
Come on. Cheers. Wow, this has got some real heat to it.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, no kidding.
This chef is so creative.
Yeah, but I can't say that I'm big on spicy desserts.
I don't know. The chili really brings out the cocoa.
Oh, yeah, take it away. It's all yours.
Pass me the bill?
No, you don't have to pay for my
Please,
meal.
it's all part of my grand apology.
But it's really expensive.
I'll let you grab the next one.
The next one?
Shall we?
So,
Thanks for taking a chance on me, Claire.
you too. And I'm also sorry I didn't make the best impression on the plane. I much prefer the person I showed you tonight.
It's been lovely getting to know her.
Well, good night, then.
Good night, Claire. Oh, and don't forget your baggage before you leave.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
The whole
Yeah,
thing.
thank you. Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Can you imagine?
Oh, this is all gonna come back to bite you in the ass, Claire.
I don't understand why you keep saying that. Maybe it'll actually be good for me. Isn't that what you've been trying to help me find? Like someone who's good for me?
But you're not showing him the real you. You're giving him some edited version of yourself, and that's not sustainable. Right, Tony?
As usual, my beautiful wife speaks the truth.
You guys are gross.
And how much longer are you gonna stay in our guest room?
Okay, that was a low blow. You know I've been looking for a place.
Well, I'm sure your joblessness isn't helping you get any approvals, huh?
Claire's credit score hovers in the low 500s. Not irreparable, but below a landlord's ideal score for renters.
You can stay as long as you'd like, Claire. Sasha's just getting frustrated that you're directly working against your own best interests.
I don't need you to speak for me, my love.
Of course not, darling. I'm just trying to help Claire see where you're coming from. And to reiterate that I share your opinion.
I appreciate the clarification and your intent.
I appreciate the deep love you have for our family, which lives at the surface and core of your being, even when you're frustrated.
I'm sorry, Claire. I was being harsh.
Mwah.
I can't even with you people.
This is what it looks like to trust your partner unconditionally.
And to have perfectly harmonious communication styles.
It sounds to me like you're both acting the way the other thinks you should. How is that any different than what I'm doing with Bennett?
It's entirely different.
I mean, once we read each other's files, we knew the challenges, the messiness, the things that have gone wrong, and how we reacted.
But your files weren't, like, upsetting. What could possibly have been the challenges you found?
Sasha had to read about the loss of my cat.
His hairless cat. I mean, the fact that he had a hairless cat in the first place.
Claire's file lists a number of short-lived fish among previous animal companions. There was debate about whether to include the pigeon that nested outside of her old Bed-Stuy apartment, which Claire fed corn chips for several months.
She just passed when Sasha and I were matched.
And if I hadn't seen that first, I might not have understood precisely why he was so down on our first date. Tony might have been too shy to bring it up. I mean, the hairless cat.
She even brought me flowers.
I mean, hairless cats are objectively freaky, but that's a beige flag at worst.
Bad is relative. One person's red flag might be someone else's green flag.
Okay, whose green flag is fired by her ex-unboyfriend boss? Whose is impulsively broke her lease? Whose is indefinitely crashing at her cousin's couch with no money, no prospects, and a burden to her family?
Well, when you put it that way...
Have you reached out to Lauren yet?
Well, it just hasn't felt like the right time.
Claire hasn't communicated with her sister Lauren since Lauren's birthday in September, 2 years ago. Likewise, Claire's last contact with her brother Ethan was on his birthday, in February. Claire's profile describes their relationships as cordial, never explicitly unfriendly, but lacking the warmth and play typical of good sibling relationships. This may be attributed to both of Claire's older siblings' studiousness. Neither Lauren nor Ethan were known to sneak out of the house or skip classes, or at least neither of them were caught in the act as often as Claire.
You have to give her the chance to be a better sister if you want that kind of relationship with her. You have to be vulnerable.
You have to give her a chance to be a better sister if you ever want that from her.
Oh my God. Were you always this annoying? Seriously, I know you have a lot on your plate, and Tony and I are here for you no matter what. But if you really want to build a new life and move forward with Bennett, then you have to start rethinking some things.
You say that like I've already made up my mind about Bennett.
Haven't you? I mean, he's your soulmate, but do you like him? Or do you like the idea of who you've made him think you are so much that you're falling in love with your fake self?
My love, you are so wise.
I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out, okay?
You're never going to find out if Bennett really likes you if you don't give him the chance to know how great you are.
He's still getting to know me. It's just like a better me, who wasn't responsible for a line of EMTs at father's daughter. So what? What's so wrong about that?
Oh, nothing serious, huh?
Shut up. He sent me a voice note.
Hey Claire, sorry if it's weird to send a voice memo. I kind of hate how texting gets rid of all the nuance of someone's voice. It makes it impossible to... Anyways, I feel like I haven't been clear, but I would like to see you again. That is, if you're able to take some time off from that big secret project.
Oh, Claire.
But if you do have some time, maybe this weekend, then let me know, and we can see each other. You can pick the place this time. Yeah, I guess if you're already back in Chicago, then I hope you had a nice flight.
Well?
So I guess he doesn't mind the version of me he's seeing, then.
It certainly doesn't sound like it.
Just be careful with his feelings, Claire. And with your own.
The second date has been studied by psychologists at the National Soulmate Database. Before the release of the algorithm, psychologists identified that the perceived favorability of a partner after the second date was a much more significant indicator of future compatibility than the same metric after the first date.
It's so funny, real New Yorkers never go up on the High Line.
Oh, come on, it's such a textbook New York date.
Oh, so this is a date. I wasn't quite sure when you replied to my voice memo with the text, KK sounds good. You spelled good G-U-D.
I guess I was looking for a shorthand for platonic socialization between two soulmate matches.
Well, that's a mouthful. I'm glad, if I'm interpreting correctly, that it seems like you also enjoyed spending time together the other night. Or at least that I made it through the next phase of the serial killer test.
Most researchers, myself included, believe that the second date is usually more successful because there are fewer pretenses, a lower state of anxiety, and more fluid conversation.
You know, my cousin, she won't stop writing me. Like about this and about seeing you again. She and her husband, they're soulmates, obviously, and she's trying so hard to get me to buy into it all.
Ah, so you were coerced into seeing me. Oh. Blink twice if you need help.
No, I mean... I think she just really wants to believe in the soulmate thing to, like, justify her own relationship.
How so?
Well, like, Sasha and Tony, my brother and sister are like this, too, with their soulmates. Everything is so intentional. They're all about radical honesty and, like, empathy exercises and the stupid stuff. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, it's not stupid if you're into it, but I'm like, it, like, all sounds so obvious. Like... Everyone should be doing this automatically, and I'm just the dumbass who will blow it. Shoot, okay, there I go again, that pesky negative self-talk. I'm actually doing these, like, positivity exercises right now to hone my self-love.
Really?
But, your patients, they must, like, talk a lot about the database.
Oh, of course, yeah. Everybody has complex feelings about the database, even my clients who are already matched. It's not like relationships become conflict-free just because they're soulmates.
But I mean, isn't togetherness and happiness kind of like the point to the whole concept?
Well, togetherness and happiness aren't necessarily the same thing. Conflict is a type of togetherness.
Do you judge your patients who believe in the database?
It's not my job to pass judgment on who they are or what they believe. It's my job to help them feel heard and stop repeating harmful patterns that might be getting in the way of their growth.
Isn't that just a fancy way of saying what the database already does, though? Without the price tag of a psychologist visit attached?
I suppose that's the way of looking at it.
Okay, you want to know about my siblings? You know, if you had read my file like a normal person, you'd already know all this stuff.
Isn't that a thing that people talk about on dates? Or platonic soulmate walks? Or whatever this is.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, well, first is my sister Lauren, and then Ethan, and then me. I've been told that I give very youngest child energy.
Though there is no true diagnosis for the oft-touted youngest child syndrome, youngest siblings are often described as freewheeling, attention-seeking, or coddled from consequences.
But, yeah, I mean, we get along fine, I guess. I mean, we're not like the best of friends. I get on way better with my cousin Sasha. She's the one I'm staying with right now.
Where do your siblings live?
Ethan's in Boston, and Lauren finished medical school and moved back to our hometown just outside the city.
Here? So she's close. Have you gotten a chance to see her yet?
Well, yeah, we've got something in the books. What about you? Family? Siblings?
Well, don't you already know about all these things from my file? Or have you now joined me in abstention and tossed off the trappings of algorithmic love?
No, I kind of thought that since you don't seem to be into the files, that you might like telling me better yourself.
Huh, that's true. I'm an only child, 2 half-siblings, but we don't see each other much.
Oh, no wonder you're so weird.
You know, I didn't mind it. I was a bookish kid and somewhat of an introvert, so being alone more often suited me fine.
And you grew up in Chicago?
Yeah, right in the city, not too far from the lake.
Are your parents still there? Are you guys close?
They are, and they're divorced, which I'm sure you read in my file.
Yes, I did.
So I'm reasonably close with each of them as an individual. We did the split weekdays, weekends, holidays thing, the whole 9 yards, but we're not particularly close as a unit. It's one of the things that I liked about Marie's family, actually. They're all super close. It's very endearing.
Are you still in love with Marie?
No. Well, I mean, I'll always love her to some extent, but I haven't been in love with her for probably longer than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, I understand. Is there anything I can do?
It's not your job to manage my emotions.
No, sorry, I
don't need to be apologetic. I mean it. I enjoy your company.
You are, like, absurd with emotional intelligence.
Occupational hazard, I guess. And this is my elevator.
This is a very thorough tour.
It was installed in 1949.
Should we have taken the stairs?
Maybe. After you. Take your shoes off here, if that's okay. And, yeah. This is my apartment.
Well, I guess that tour was shorter than advertised then.
No, there's not much to show, I guess.
Aw, don't get all shy. It's like right out of a West Elm catalog.
Thanks, I don't know. I've lived here for the past 3 years.
Did Marie ever live here with you?
No, we were long distance after college. Still so weird to hear you talk about her. You've never even known her.
I'm sorry, I can stop. I don't
No,
know.
it's fine. I prefer that we're open about who we are.
Of course.
Do you want anything? Let's come sit on the couch. We don't have to hover in the doorway. So, yeah. This is where I live.
It's really nice. This is a great neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I was able to find this. I'd been subletting and apartment hopping the whole time I was in grad school and doing my internships, and this was the first place that really felt like it was mine. and I was home.
That's a really nice feeling.
What's your apartment like?
Oh, you know.
No, come on. You're so descriptive. Paint me a picture.
Okay, well, my apartment in Chicago, isn't... It's not really where I want it to be yet. But I'm hoping I can fix that this year.
What are you trying to fix?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's like what you said. I want a place that feels like home. That feels like I can stay and be settled. Not like too settled, but, like be peaceful, if that makes sense.
Of course.
You really never read my file?
Nope.
Okay, and you've never really even looked at your own file?
I mean, sure, I did when I was younger. Years ago, but once I got deeper into my training, I realized how antithetical to human nature it is to try to algorithmize love.
Really? I feel like it's the most human thing ever to try to optimize everything.
But what single algorithm, no matter how complex, could really encompass a whole person? Could predict a whole future?
So you don't believe in science?
No, of course I believe in science. I just believe that there are some phenomena that can't be explained through an equation. They're unpredictable, complex, nuanced.
Isn't that the problem?
I think it's part of what makes them great. Plus, the longer I've been a therapist, the more I really do believe that it's deeply important for a person's self-expression to be central to their introductions of self.
I'm sorry, can you translate that?
It's good for people to have a say in how they're perceived by others.
You really think so?
Of course. We all contain more than a file could show.
You know what? I couldn't agree more. I should probably tell you something, Bennett.
Oh?
It's... when I had your bag for the night, I kind of opened it, and I saw a couple of your things, and I know that that is such a violation of your privacy, and that's just not what I wanted you to think of me. And to be honest, I know that you would never have done that to me. Not just because of your file or anything like that, but because not a single one of my contents was moved a centimeter, and I definitely checked for that. Sorry, I'm the worst, and you can kick me out if you...
Stop, I'm thinking, is all.
You're mad.
I'm not mad. Arguably, it's very reasonable to have opened a piece of luggage that you accidentally took home. Couple that with the curiosity sparked by the soulmate thing.
Actually, I have a question. Sorry.
Oh?
I also saw this really little stuffed dog, and I'm dying to know his story.
Oh no, you saw Ruffles.
Ruffles?
Yeah, like rough Ruffles.
Oh my God.
I can't even tell you how grateful I was to have him back home. We've never been away from each other for so long.
But you didn't look in my bag then.
No, I didn't look in your bag.
So you're just a better person than I am.
No, Claire, I'm not. But I have to have earned a few questions of my own, right?
Uh-oh.
Did you find anything else incriminating when you were violating my privacy?
Nope. Nothing more exciting than the dog.
Okay. And let's say I had looked in your bag. Would I have found anything incriminating?
Huh?
I mean, it's only fair I can ask, tit for tat.
I mean, nope. Like, pretty boring stuff in there. Toothpaste, shoes, socks, bras.
Oh, maybe I should have looked then.
What? Bennett, you dirty dog.
No, Mr. Ruffles is the dirty dog. I'm just a simple man. You still haven't given me a clear answer about how long you're planning to be in New York.
Oh, have I not?
Not to my memory.
Right. Well, I've got work, of course.
The graphic design firm.
Yeah, but now they're letting me work remote, I guess, indefinitely.
Ah.
And I guess I was feeling, restless back in Chicago, like something wasn't quite perfect, and so it's not like anything is really set in anything. But I guess I'm looking for a change.
Well, New York City is a wonderful place for change.
You think?
If not here, then where else?
I mean, I guess that's true. Not that I'm, like, making any kind of rash decisions. That's not who I am.
No, not at all.
Well, am I going to see the rest of your...
I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, you're right. I should leave.
No, I didn't mean to push you out.
No, you're right, though. It's gotten later than I thought. Good company or something like that.
Right.
My cousin Sasha, she'll be expecting me. And I can't stay out too late on a school night.
Should I walk you out?
Can we see each other again soon?
Yes, please. I'd like that.
So, we already have several applicants, but if you can get your materials together ASAP, I'd be happy to throw yours in there as well.
Oh, wow. And it's been open how long?
2 days, so it's obviously gotten a lot of bites.
Of course. Well, I'll get those materials to you by today then.
Perfect, yeah. Would you like to see one of the other units in this neighborhood?
Oh, maybe. Are they also one bedrooms?
Well, in your price range, I've got 2 that could be a fit. One is a 1-bedroom flex. The flex room is already occupied, and it's part of the unit that's adjacent to the radiator, so you won't have access to adjust the heat. But the previous tenant said the full bedroom is much less sweaty in the winter.
I can imagine.
And the other unit is a true studio with some really unique features. It's an open concept, so the bathtub, it's right up against the front door. Really romantic.
Sounds...
sexy, right? It's a pretty excellent way to make an impression on your soulmate once your match comes through. Then you two can get an upgrade, of course.
What makes you think I haven't met my soulmate?
With your budget, a studio or a 1-bed, a flex.
Couples can live in a 1-bedroom.
Not this kind of 1-bedroom.
Well, I think I'll go get my materials together for the one we just saw.
Suit yourself. Ciao.
Great. Scratch 103rd and 10th. Why is it so hard to find a goddamn apartment in the city?
There are over 1 million residential units in New York City. Fewer than 30% of New Yorkers live alone. Claire has had rocky experiences with shared living conditions. Her last sublet kicked her out with 2 weeks' notice after Claire refused to clean up the remnants of an explosive experiment with kombucha making. This is in keeping with reports from her freshman college roommate, who disagreed with Claire's assertion that she was messy, not dirty.
How's the big meeting going? Thinking of you.
It's going. Nothing was finalized, but there are some promising leads for us. Looks like it'll wrap up earlier than expected.
That's great. Do you have plans this afternoon?
Actually, I don't. Did you have something in mind?
Maybe we should celebrate.
Sure, that sounds lovely. But maybe something low-key. The meeting was kind of stressful.
Of course. Meet me by my apartment. I have a cute idea.
Sounds like a plan. Be there in about 30.
Hey, stranger. Long time no see.
Hey, yeah, I know I've been so busy. This project just keeps growing and growing.
Well, that's great. I was worried you were getting sick of me.
No, not at all. I mean, it is exciting, though. I'm getting lots more responsibility, and I think my boss is really starting to trust me.
That's fantastic. With your schedule these days, clearly you're demonstrating you're a hard worker.
Tell me about it. So, what's your plan?
My plan?
You said you had something in mind.
Oh, yes, my plan. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a little cheesy. I thought of it the other day, and it seemed like it might be a nice idea, but maybe you think it's weird.
The suspense is killing me.
Well, I guess I've been thinking a lot about our whole soulmate thing. And I thought maybe I'd take you with me on a typical day. It's nothing grand, I know, but I don't know, it might be kind of nice. Like play acting, what being soulmates would be like.
I'd love to.
Really?
Yeah, you bet. Take me through your day.
Great. Okay, I figured we could start off at my climbing gym, and then we can get some coffee.
Sorry. You did not say anything about climbing.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't have to do that.
I mean, I'm kidding. I love working out. It's the best. It's just that I don't have the right clothes on for rock climbing, obviously.
You wanna borrow something of mine?
I feel like your shorts are like swimming on me. They're gonna fall off when I'm on the wall.
I don't know. I think they kind of suit you.
Okay, now you're flirting.
And what if I am? But, I come here a couple times a week. I teach class on weekends, but most days I just hit a new track and see if I can beat my time.
So this is where your competitive side comes out?
Though Bennett self-identifies as non-competitive, his long-term participation in competitive sports and his reactions to loss indicate a highly competitive streak. Few competitive people consider themselves to be so.
So,
yeah,
you get into the harness like this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Through the legs.
Okay.
Claire never excelled in physical activities. She frequently references her gym class trauma and has signed up for numerous gym memberships, all of which have been canceled within 3 months.
And then I will hook you in with this carabiner. See?
Hey.
Nice and secure.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be holding on to the other end of the rope, which is looped through that anchor up there.
Wait, this little tiny itty-bitty rope is going to hold up my whole body weight?
The ropes are incredibly strong. See? The belay system is designed to support up to 130% of the weight of the belayer. That's me. I'm the belayer. So I promise you'll be good.
Okay. Yeah, let's do this then. Like this?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Okay. Okay. Bennett?
Yeah?
I think I'm stuck.
No, you got a little foothold there, above your left foot, see? Hold on, and then you can push up from there.
No, I actually don't think I can go any further.
Hey, I've got you. I promise. I'll never let you fall.
No, it's not you. I feel like I'm too high up and I don't know where to go.
You have a bunch of footholds, and there's a big jug above you for you to grab onto.
No, I can't. I don't know what a jug
promise,
is.
I will not let you go.
I'm sorry.
You're
It's just
doing
I'm
so
too high up.
well.
I can't go
Hey,
anymore.
That's all. Oh, don't panic. Don't panic. I've got you.
I can't hold on anymore. I'm gonna fall.
Hey. All right, just lean back and...
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Sorry.
You're just a few feet off the ground. Let me lower you down. Just... You okay?
I don't think I like rock climbing.
Duly noted. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, much. I'm sorry about that again. I don't know what came over me.
Hey, it's all right. You're afraid of heights. I'm taking notes.
You're taking notes on me?
Colloquially speaking.
You know, you would have known all this information if you just looked up my file.
I don't know, maybe someday I'll get so curious I'll have to.
No. I just don't violate your principles for me. What's our next stop on the Bennett's typical day?
Well, we did the gym, we got coffee, and I guess then I'd usually head to the office, but I figured we'd skip that.
Wait, skip your office? Absolutely not. I want to see where the magic happens.
Oh, I mean, it's really boring in there, just a couch and a chair, really.
Then I want to see that couch in the chair.
So my colleague works through that other door, but, yeah, this is it.
It's nice. It's cozy. Oh, the plants are a nice touch.
Oh, yeah. They help me warm up the place.
So, this is it, huh, Dr. Bennett?
Just Bennett's fine.
If I were a client, how would you start the session?
Really? You've never been in therapy before?
Claire has never been in therapy before.
I mean, of course I have. I love therapy. And this is where the magic happens, though, huh, Dr. Bennett?
Just Bennett's fine.
So, what comes next?
I feel like this is too weird.
Come on, humor me.
All right. Well, what brings you in today?
I've been in the city for a few weeks, and you were recommended to me by a friend of mine.
A friend?
Yeah, a friend.
And how did you meet this friend?
Well, we met on, an airplane, and that kind of got off to a rough start, but then it turned out that we were soulmates.
Really? That's a very intimate revelation.
I suppose.
And how did you know that you were soulmates?
Well, the database, obviously.
Of course.
Well, I hear that you aren't really a fan of the database.
What I feel isn't important in this room.
Isn't it?
So, what are you doing in New York?
I'm working on a big project for my boss.
And is it challenging to be working closely with an ex?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry.
I never said anything about working with an ex.
No, I think you must have said something about having a boss who broke up with you, or at least who you fought with. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I'm pretty confident that I have not said anything about that particular experience, Bennett, so how did you come across that fact?
I think maybe I should explain something.
Yeah, I think maybe you should.
Okay, So I have a confession, and most of all, I want to say I've really enjoyed getting to know you as a person, and I really do not believe in the National Soulmate Database, because I believe that it leads people to jump to conclusions and they take too little agency in their own relationships, and that passivity isn't really healthy for people. But I haven't explained where that all comes from. Years ago, when I was doing my first internship in grad school, I ended up landing a pretty prestigious job at the National Soulmate Database.
I'm sorry, what?
They don't take many people, but they're always working with cutting-edge psychologists, trying to improve the system and understand how it all works, the human mind. So it was a big deal, and I was pretty excited to be chosen. I accepted, and I spent about 7 months working for the database. I got paired with senior staff, and they walked me through my role, evaluating files and translating the raw data into psychological terms, diagnoses, patterns that would help the algorithm categorize people and create better matches. They're always working to improve the system, tweaking the algorithm so that the matches will be ever closer to finding a literal soulmate. They use everything, They read your texts, your emails, transcripts, purchase history.
Yeah, them and everyone else.
But they use it all to try and label a person, to make a file that reflects someone's entire identity back at them in a way that's palatable and feels like it holds promise. All this is to say I had a lot of access, and I was dating Marie at the time, and I had wondered why I had never gotten a message that she was the one. What did we have that made us incompatible? So I obsessively read through her profile, which was an absolute no-no, and then through my own. And then through dozens, hundreds of others who were proximal to us in the database, trying to figure out what was the missing link that was preventing Marie and I from reaching soulmate status. And then I found your profile.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A couple of months into my internship, I took a look at my potential matches, the ones that were still viable. Our match, still had a few more rounds of quality control to pass through before it was confirmed as anything official, but I got curious, and I read your profile. I read all about you.
Oh.
No, Claire, I was transfixed by you. I couldn't believe we had the potential to be matches. You were so unlike any woman I'd ever... You seemed so spontaneous, so joyful, so wild and raw and unpolished.
Thanks, that's a really winning description.
No, I mean it. I wanted to read everything about you. I wanted to imagine a future with you. I did imagine a future with you. I ran the algorithm privately and saw that you were, in all reasonable likelihood, going to be my soulmate if our paths ever crossed organically. And then I got caught. We were strictly forbidden as interns from finding our own matches, and my supervisor reported me, and I got let go. But I remembered you, obviously. I tried to forget, to go back to Marie, to forego all the chaos that the National Soulmate Database brought me, to dismiss the whole thing as something manufactured and sterile and unimportant, and I did, for years. But then I saw you on that airplane, and I knew it was you. It had to be you. And, well, here we are.
So, you knew it was me on the plane?
Yes.
And you knew I lived in New York before?
Yes.
You've read my file?
Yes.
My messy dating history, my chaotic job history, all of it.
Well, I hadn't looked at your file in about 2 years, until last week, but yes.
I don't know what to say.
I understand that you may be angry. This is reasonable.
Angry? I'm not angry.
You're not?
I'm furious. You knew so much, and you've been manipulating me.
I didn't mean to manipulate you, Claire.
I thought you were different, but you just like every other man I've ever
hear
dated.
You. I don't want to invalidate what you're saying,
stop
but
trying to psychobabble at me and pretend you're some kind of innocent. I tried to show you my best self, and you've known all these things, and you didn't tell me. How could I ever trust you, Bennett? You've humiliated me.
I really never meant for it to come out like this. My curiosity got the better of me, and it all got away from me.
You stole my bag.
No, that was an accident.
Was it? How am I ever supposed to believe you?
I would never expect you to trust me unequivocally, but I would hope that I might have earned your trust during these past few weeks.
Why should I trust you when I know you've been lying to me?
To be fair, and I mean this with the greatest respect, you have been lying to me as well.
And I mean this with the greatest respect. You absolute asshole. You liar. You're a cheat. You're a master manipulator. You can't say anything genuine about trust.
But I do know that there are parts of your history that you have been hiding from me. I assume to create a warmer image of yourself in my eyes. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Did you take me to father's daughter as some kind of joke?
No, that was some kind of subconscious connection. I swear I didn't remember that you worked there until we were already seated.
And you didn't say anything?
Well, you didn't want me to know! I was playing your game!
No, I've been playing your game this whole time.
Is there any way that we can talk about this civilly?
Oh, you want to talk about lying? Let's talk about lying. Okay. You know how I told you that I went through your bag? Well, I found something way more incriminating than Mr. Ruffles. I found your engagement ring, which I'm sure you tried to give to Marie when you were in Chicago trying to forget about me before I came on the flight and messed everything up like I always do.
Oh, Claire, the ring!
Oh, don't Claire me. You say you were transfixed by me? Well, I know that you were ready to propose, that you did propose to another woman like 3-4 weeks ago. Who's the liar now, Bennett? Who keeps the truth from who?
From whom? Who keeps the truth from whom?
Are you kidding me?
You're making assumptions about me.
Are there any other interpretations of a recent breakup and an engagement ring?
You violated my privacy, far beyond what that database does to citizens every single day, and you're passing judgments on me and my behavior? You can't be justifiably angry about deceit and judgment when you've been both deceitful and judgmental since the day we met.
You're so pretentious. You're all high and mighty.
Just please stop being so reactive. Let's just calm down and see if we can talk this out like adults.
There is no way to talk like adults about your indefensible behavior. It's been something.
Claire, wait, don't leave. I owe you an explanation about the ring. I really care about you.
I have zero reason to believe anything you say.
Likewise. But if you're feeling generous, I'd love to try and explain my side.
I wouldn't say generosity is top of mind at the moment. Goodbye, Bennett. Thanks for taking me on your average day. Therapy seems like a real blast.
It's not usually like this. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you taking the time to see me again.
Of course, I will admit, I was surprised to hear from you directly.
I grab you a coffee, 2 sugars, no cream. I'm not sure if that's how you still take it.
Oh, I've been cutting sugar, but I appreciate the gesture.
So, how are things at the database?
Things are, as usual, going swimmingly. We're helping millions of Americans achieve a happy and healthy future with their soulmate. How are you? How's the practice?
I think it suits me better than a research setting. I found it very fulfilling, working with patients one-on-one.
Huh. Helping individuals to reject the database must be a particularly fulfilling project for you.
That's not how I would describe my work. Yes, many of my clients want to talk about their soulmates, but who wouldn't? It's a life-defining decision made by a mysterious government body that nobody understands.
And so you provide counsel to encourage your clients to reject the thing that they don't understand?
Well, no, not to reject it. I guess more like find a way to break it down.
Break it down?
No, not like that. I mean to process their feelings about the database and their files and the matching and ultimately their soulmate. I have plenty of clients who have entered into happy, fulfilling relationships with their soulmates. Marriages, babies, the whole grand plan come to life.
And how are things going with Claire?
What?
That is why you called me, isn't it? To break down what's happening with your own soulmate?
I am,
Perhaps you have forgotten how active we are in monitoring individuals in our portfolios? After your termination, both your and your soulmate's files were flagged under exceptional circumstances and monitored closely by upper-level members of staff. We take your transgressions and your subsequent actions very seriously, Bennett.
No, yes, of course. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was expecting.
Well, I assume you were expecting, or at least intending, to talk with me about Claire. Your particular timing in reaching out after years with no contact suggests as much.
I've been thinking about you a lot these past few weeks. But I am surprised that it was you, who kept track of me personally. I assumed that my case manager would have been someone else.
So tell me, how is it going with Claire?
I think I ruined everything, and I'm not sure what to do.
Claire, will you put that down and talk to me for a second?
About what? I'm finally leaving. Isn't that what you wanted?
No, I didn't want you to leave at all. I wanted you to feel settled and independent.
In the arms of a lying asshole who I know nothing about?
I understand you're feeling upset, but can we maybe sit down and talk rather than throwing all of your worldly possessions into it? Is that my suitcase?
Well, I can't use my old carry-on. It's been tainted with Bennettness.
You hear yourself, right?
It's not just him. I came out here. I tried to set up a new life, but obviously it's not working out. And the mistake I made was going backwards, back to somewhere I had already been. I should have known it would never work out. No plans I ever make work out. Could you please toss me that shirt?
Where are you even going?
San Francisco.
San Francisco?
I don't know anybody. And can really start over and not be chased by my stupid history at every corner like I am here and in Chicago.
Claire, this is ridiculous.
Seriously, can you hand me that shirt? My flight takes off at 6.
Are you serious?
Yes. I'm not wasting any more time in this goddamn city than I have to.
Are you insane?
He keeps calling and I can't stand to see his name on my screen.
Okay, you're completely out of control right now.
You would say that.
What is that supposed to mean?
Everything is perfect in your little life. Nothing ever goes wrong or doesn't work or gets ruined and can't be put back together again. You have no idea what I'm going through right now, so just leave me alone.
God, you are so immature sometimes.
Wow, insults are a perfect way to make me feel better. Thank you.
Stop with the sarcasm. You've spent years freaking out and throwing your life at the wall every time something doesn't go your way. You're impulsive and you're rude, and you're ungrateful. And most of all, you refuse to face anything head on, ever. And until you do that, you'll never be able to grow up and lead a fulfilling life.
Wow.
Nobody's life is perfect, Claire. Nothing exists without conflict. But what adults do when they see conflict is sit down and try to work things out, to figure out what went wrong and try to learn how to fix it. You run away at the slightest challenge. Do you seriously think that nothing is ever your fault?
What are you talking about? I think that everything is my fault.
But it's actually neither of those things. Sometimes it is circumstance or bad luck or a shitty boss. But the only thing you can control in the world is you. And you've never given yourself the chance to make amends or change your behavior enough to see a result.
This is really not the conversation I want to be having right now.
I think it's the conversation you need to be having.
In a new city, I can have a chance to be a new person. A better person. I can start over fresh and leave behind all the chaos I always used to leave in my wake.
But you can't leave it all behind. Not really. Especially not with the database.
Watch me try. It was working. I was a better person with Bennett until I learned that he was a deceitful bastard with his own motives.
How is what he was doing different from you? He was bending the truth to create a version of himself he thought you would like more.
How can you say that? I was lying, sure, but I was lying by omission. I wasn't hiding anything critical.
Weren't you?
I was going to come clean about everything eventually. I was just giving myself a fighting chance at a future. He was inventing an entire philosophy and a fake history with the intention to entrap me.
Honestly, doesn't it say something that you now know he did see your file and he still wanted to be with you? Doesn't that assuage some of your fears?
No, it just makes him a creep. Some kind of guy getting off on lying.
That's not true, and I think you know it.
It's not worth it. I have to go now. I don't want to be late for the rest of my life.
You can't run away.
Maybe third time's the charm. Maybe San Francisco is where my life begins.
Your life has already begun, and you're just not acknowledging it.
Thanks again for letting me stay with you. I hope I wasn't a burden.
Claire.
Say bye to Tony and the little man for me.
Oh, I can't believe you're serious. You're making a mistake, and somewhere in there you know it.
Now, I'm not the type to gloat, but it does seem that some appreciation for the algorithm is in order. It's clear that your levels of attraction for and emotional investment in Claire are quite high.
She's nothing like I would have expected, and yet...
Well, it's a flaw in human self-perception. Most individuals have a concept of their needs and desires that is vastly different from their genuine needs and desires.
But if there's so much discrepancy, who's to say what a person really does need or desire? Why is the algorithm right and an individual wrong?
Results, Bennett, our optimal outcomes. You know this.
But even that's so hard to define. Who's to say that, sure, the algorithm knows someone who's 98% compatible, but there's also someone who's about 85% compatible, and we're supposed to think that's not good enough? Nobody can even articulate what makes up that 13-point discrepancy anyway.
And yet, the discrepancy is there. And some part of you identified this problem because you ended a years-long relationship with someone you knew wasn't your soulmate, simply because of the knowledge that there was a soulmate out there for you.
Why can't people be secure with the 85%? Or even with 50? Or without a percentage at all?
Yes, some people are able to feel secure without that statistical guarantee. For the rest of the population, and the vast majority, mind you, our algorithm provides that security. Were you able to feel secure without the knowledge that you had an algorithm in your corner?
Maybe I should have been.
But maybe you're human.
What do I do about Claire?
That is beyond my purview.
I thought you were supposed to be invested in the algorithmic outcomes.
Perhaps you have once again forgotten the strict guidelines against meddling in active cases.
Then why did you agree to come and meet with me if you knew my case was still active?
Maybe I'm human too.
Barely.
You want to do the human thing? What does your gut tell you?
To go after her and try to explain myself?
Well, then?
What if it doesn't work?
Statistically, that would be unlikely.
You really don't know Claire.
Well, I know her as well as you do. I know facts about her, and I've used those facts to build a profile that is meant to create a semblance of a complete human. There is no way to truly know another person. We are all building and modifying new identities with each additional piece of data. All this to say, I cannot tell you what to do. My position allows me to only comment on the process.
I can't believe you, of all people, just told me to go with my gut.
It's just another means of data interpretation. I should get back to the office, but I wish you luck, Bennett.
Luck? I need that.
It's a turn of phrase. Try not to overanalyze everything I say.
Now boarding Flight 680 through Gate B35 to San Francisco.
Hey, Claire! Hey, wait! Claire!
Bennett? What are you doing here?
Will you come and talk to me for a second? Before you go? Please.
Oh my god, what a romantic gesture. It's just like the movies. I wonder if that's her soulmate.
Don't hold your breath, they're overrated.
Are you kidding? I can't wait to meet my soulmate. I check my file every single day.
What does an algorithm really know about love? It's just a bunch of numbers in a big giant computer.
Claire, I know you're upset, but I really don't think we should leave it like this.
What have you got to lose, besides a lifetime of love and companionship?
Ugh. All right, I'm coming. You look sweaty.
I wasn't sure which flight you were on, and Sasha didn't know which one you were on either.
Sasha put you up to this? Goodbye, Bennett.
No. This was my idea. I mean, I went to find you, and you were already gone, and your cousin was there, and she told me that you were flying out to San Francisco, so I looked up all the flights to San Francisco that were flying in the next few hours to see if I could catch you, to say I'm sorry. God, this is such a cliche.
I'm gonna miss my flight.
What if you miss your flight? What's in San Francisco, anyway?
A new life!
Look, I know I messed up. I really, really messed up. But can we please talk about everything we've done instead of running away?
Obviously, you did conspire with Sasha.
Not at all, I promise.
Why would I trust anything you say?
Why wouldn't you? You know everything about me now. I'm an open book, and you've read every page.
That's not true. Your file neglected to mention that you had read mine. Why wasn't that there?
Yeah, it's a security thing. There are a handful of instances where the government insisted on an override. They're worried that data about problems with the National Soulmate Database will jeopardize the public's trust in the system.
Of course it would.
I never meant to keep that information from you. I swear.
And what about your engagement? That was a secret you kept?
No, that's nothing. Marie is wonderful. She's one of the most important people in my life. But it's more like she was not a sister, but it's kind of like a familial intimacy that just sort of felt settled. It was like when you love someone, but you know exactly how they're gonna be. They don't challenge you, or surprise you, or help you grow and change, which is hard to say about someone who you did so much growing around. Plus the distance thing. We didn't have an end date, a time when we knew we'd be together again, and I think both of us were digging into our respective cities, kind of in an act of denial about the idea that one of us would have to give in and move. And then, if I'm being honest, I knew she wasn't my soulmate, and that really hurt me.
Did you ever have a conscientious objector mentality, or was that a lie too?
Yes, I still think the National Soulmate Database does more harm than good, but on top of all that other stuff, it was hard to not keep thinking about the fact that the algorithm hadn't paired us together, and wonder why. Why the email had never arrived. So, I went home to Chicago, and I had a long talk with my mom. And then I had a long talk with Marie, and I guess all things considered, the right things happened. And then my mom gave me my grandmother's old engagement ring, which apparently she had had sitting around in the drawer for years, and she gave it to me and said I could use it with whomever I like. It was just her way of telling me the future was bright.
Oh.
So, yeah, not for Marie. But, I understand why you jumped to that conclusion.
I mean, you could have led with all that.
Sure. Yeah, hi, nice to meet you. Want to discuss the family heirloom I received and am most likely to give you someday? See? I knew it would be a bad opener.
I mean, it's just now it's not true, obviously.
Are you so sure?
Aren't you? You lied about all this stuff, and I, invented a whole fake personality. Why did you humor me for so long, if you knew I wasn't being truthful?
I believed that you were like me. A person who wanted to be known on their own terms, who might have felt burdened by her file, and wanted to have more agency over how someone, let alone her soulmate, got to see her. Was that analysis so wrong?
Well...
I mean, nobody gets to see all of a person before they know them. I mean, really, nobody gets to know all of a person when they do know them, but we're constantly changing, and our pasts are a part of it. The files work so hard to collect as much data as possible to build this semblance of a complete human, but no matter how hard they try, they can't capture everything. And yes, you were lying, and I was angry, but you also showed me somebody who is inventive and funny and bold and attentive and beautiful. And someone I really don't want to move across the country on a whim.
But that person is me too. I move on a whim. I get into fights at work. I make stupid decisions. Bennett, I have no job, nowhere to live. I've got nothing going for me.
That isn't true.
I've been trying to find apartments all month and I've gotten rejected everywhere. You want to put your hopes in someone with terrible credit?
Claire, if that's the worst of our problems, then, we'll be in great shape.
Wait. How did you know I'd be on that flight to New York from Chicago those weeks ago?
I didn't. That was pure coincidence. Some might even say fate. Something the government couldn't control.
But you were such an asshole.
I was nervous. I was meeting my soulmate.
You don't believe in fate. You barely believe in soulmates. I'm just this annoying discovery you made years ago and ruined your stupid perfect relationship over.
Marie's not my soulmate.
And you really think I am?
I've known you're my soulmate for a very long time.
My flight.
Skip it.
Where will I live?
We'll figure it out.
What will I do for work?
We'll figure it out.
What if you hate me? Or I hate you?
We'll figure it out. But doesn't that sound better? Figuring it out together, rather than trying to venture out on our own?
Okay. We'll figure it out.
That's what soulmates do, right?
To be honest, I'm not sure. But we'll figure it out.
It is difficult for the National Soulmate Database to continue its research much beyond the soulmate match. Of course, we have access to social media posts, marriage records, birth certificates, major milestones. But once a pair of our soulmates finds one another, their future is out of our hands. After all, there is only so much we can control.